a rapper, but also like slinging
Slinging more than dick.
I don't know where he is. He like changed his identity on the gram.
Yeah, he's fully straight.
He changes. Look at him slurring his words.
He changed. Fucking boy changed everything. Like, what the fuck is this guy?
Alright, so in 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Graveyard Drug Party Radio. My name is Miguel, and I'm here with Pete and Audie.
And we are back with another episode of In the Bunker with some of San Jose's finest lokes. Let's give it up for Sandy Pukes. Cheers, boys. On a second note, I'm also having Audie help co-host this episode. Give it up for Audie, boys. Come on now. Alright, boys. Fuck, man. Sandy Pukes. We can find him on Instagram at sandypukessj. Is that correct? Are we
underscore?
Alright.
I don't even know, dude. It might be Sandy Pukes SJ flat.
No,
Sandy Pukes underscore.
Fuck it, man. We're making music. It's a good time. We're hanging out.
You'll find us if you really want to.
Well, I mean, the first question: what do you think of the bunker? This is
fucking amazing, dude. The whole pad is just like it's perfect.
Honestly, I was telling these guys earlier, like, you know, we're hella young, and I'm just like, dude, in like a few years, like, I'm trying to like. I want to get a homie house and just, like, this setup would be nice, but with the homies and family, you know, that'd be cool.
And, like, yeah, like, a place like this would, like, this is jam space if, like, just we live there all our homies.
Alright, you know, beforehand, too, you know, introduce yourselves, boys. We got 3 members right now. Sandy Pukes, SJ.
2 members.
Okay.
2 members.
We mic'd up here?
You're good.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Go for it.
My name is Aaron. I'm in a band with this guy and this guy.
Which is the guy?
This guy. This is James.
My name is James.
James, he's in Outliers with me, and me and him are just doing Sandy Pukes 2-piece.
And who's him? Introduce yourself.
My name is Brian.
My name is Jeff.
James is my brother. We live in the same house. From San Jose, California, all my life, and yeah, I like to play music, and these are my best friends right here. These guys I see every day. They're all at my house all the time. So
Awesome. So who plays what? What do you guys? What kind of music you guys make? And what was the inspiration for the first thing you made?
We met through like mutual people. We Outliers. This is so funny. Brian was in Outliers, but the dudes were like.
Wait,
I don't know.
Outliers the band prior Sandy Pukes?
it's like,
Or is it kind of
It was like
subbing
it wasn't Outliers, but we were something else. But that never worked out. So like.
Okay, so what's
like,
different between Outliers and Sandy Pukes?
I would say because I'm in both bands, I would say Outliers is just more psych based, and Sandy Pukes is just more like whatever like Ty Segall was in 2008. That's like what we want.
Break shit, but be
Garage
nice
punk.
about it.
Garage punk, yeah.
we just like to be hella fucking loud, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hella loud, fast, and like bring the energy. That's why like just the 2-piece, like me and him, like whenever we play, I'm just trying to fucking go rip hella loud, play hella fast, and like that's it. You know, short sets, do it for fun, and get faded, call it a night. That's it, you know?
Absolutely. And speaking of Ty, so Ty's one of my favorite musicians. Do you guys have a favorite album, favorite track?
I do.
Horn the Unicorn?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
Horn the Unicorn.
Horn the Unicorn is
Solid.
just like the best.
Yeah, dude, that shit's
Has
like
all,
that shit's only
and
on like
the
YouTube.
first self-titled EP.
Hell yeah, that's the good stuff right there.
Just that, I mean, that's when I think of Ty Segall, that's what I think of.
But
Sometimes-
honestly, his Discog, dude, his
Yeah.
Discog, like traditional fools, like that shit isn't Ty Segall. Like, you know how he has his name Ty Segall and he has all his tracks under that. Traditional fools, like, honestly, that inspired hella me and him. Just like, dude, this is like so cool. Like, and they make like some videos, like their music videos and shit, and it's like all really old, and it just hella inspired us. And it's just like they're fucking some dudes, just some surf rats hanging out in LA, just fucking blasting tunes and fucking getting it done, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of my favorite things is that Ty's worn a lot of different masks over the years. He's done like so many different projects. Like there's Ty and White fans.
There's Fuzz.
He's definitely an artist.
Fuzz, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like is that something you guys want to incorporate at some point?
Yeah,
Like,
just
name
pure
for...
rocker foo.
Yeah.
That's just what we
I
rock.
feel like that he's past like the whole rocker fool status. Like honestly, I feel like he's sold out in a bit. Like but you know what? Like he's an artist, dude. He's made so much money off that shit, and like eventually, like he's gonna have to sell out. Like he's gotten so big. So it's but he's definitely. I feel like in like 30, 40 years, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I mean, like you look at like the early SF, like the early 2000s, as you mentioned, the
OCs,
OCs,
Coach
John
Whips.
Dwyer, Coach Whips. Hell yeah, one of my favorites as well. Old, early John Dwyer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
John Dwyer.
just John Dwyer.
John Dwyer is God.
The Jesus of Garage Rock.
Jesus of Garage Rock,
John
yeah.
Dwyer.
He forgave everyone for all their sins.
Yes.
No, but I mean, like you listen to like that music from like the Bay in the early 2000s, all this like awesome garage rock.
Oh, the
shit, that was
Mummies,
huge.
dude.
The
Mummies, yeah.
Voice,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
all that shit. So I mean, I'm sure that was a huge influence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, huge influence, but what we've noticed is like not much of that from San Jose.
Yeah, I mean, San Jose, I think in the 90s was doing that kind of shoegazy scene.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was like Ozone
That or
and
like-
stuff like that.
Or like
Duster
super
shit.
punk. That or like gutter punk, like whatever the fuck is like the most like on the edge punk is like, it's like coast punk, so
Right.
they have to be like on their shit. That's why I guess San Jose is like a city for that, but like for more experimentation for like fucking garage rock, not a lot in San Jose, I would say.
I feel that, man. I mean, I feel it's funny. I had a homie Aaron, skateboarder Aaron. You guys know him from SJ.
Yeah,
Shout out
Aaron Casas.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
a boy.
Damn.
Deep
How the
fried
hell do you know
fool?
San?
Dude,
Yeah, that guy.
yeah.
We
yeah.
go way back with that guy.
Yeah, man. We went on a skate trip together down to SD.
Yeah, that guy's
He was
skating.
like, "How the fuck you know these fools?" Like, "Fuck, through my buddy Max. I'm glad I do know." Like,
Yeah.
know these guys now. But like, you guys are saying you like to play fast, fucking play loud. I guess skate fast, eat ass, whatever, man. But
Same
fuck, dude. Like,
principles.
what is some of the creative process that's going like into your head? You feel me? When you guys are like behind the drum set, behind the guitar, it's like, all right, we're strapped in, we're plugged in, we're ready to go. How is fucking this concept created?
This is a concept that I would always think about, because like writing process with the Outliers is like completely different with like writing process with Sandy Pukes.
Right.
So he never is like, this is a song that's composed already, and then I want you to play this way, or like play along with it, but this song is already composed.
Right.
Sometimes like he has a riff, and then we play it, and then we jam it for like how many times whenever we can. And the composition comes while we jam it after like 10 times.
I feel like it's like a little bit like we just build off of each other. I like bring this idea, and then me and Aaron are like, "Oh, dude, this sounds cool.
Yeah.
Let's keep going." And like we'll jam it for like the whole month, and by the end of the month, we're like, "Okay,
It's a song,
now we have a
yeah.
song."
Yeah.
Like it's cool. But like I feel like recently we're just like we just been inspired hella by like other shit, and we're just like we just kind of like we're gonna be dropping, but we're gonna go into the studio soon to record February 19th, and we're just like fucking trying to like we just cranked out a whole EP, and we're just like, dude, we've had so many bad recording experiences that we're just trying to nail this one like right on, dude. Like come out full throttle.
Absolutely. So tell us about some of those bad experiences. What went wrong? What happened?
Let me go, Aaron. this shit, dude, like, we've recorded with other people, and all of our shit that's on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, YouTube, like, there's some shit on SoundCloud that was recorded on the iPhone, just because, like, we don't, like,
Get
we
it
were
out
just like,
there, why not?
yeah, exactly. But then we, like, fucking actually dropped some money and went to our local guitar shop, Guitar Wars. I fucking love Guitar Wars.
Great spot.
Great fucking dude, the guy there.
Star Wars themed guitar shop guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, dude.
Awesome folks.
Southside San Jose.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Outside.
408, baby.
Yes, sir.
But fucking,
But fucking.
these dudes, like, you know, it's such a cool guitar shop. We go there all the time. Honestly, they've helped me throughout my whole music career. I have haggled with the dude. We fucking, like, done trade-ins, just, you know, going there consistently. So we're like, okay, they have a studio there, let's try it out. So we try it out, and, like, we're explaining to the dudes who are recording us, like, oh, we want it this way, we want it that way. But they didn't do it, dude. Like, you know, and it was just like, I feel like we gave them prime examples.
But they swear though.
Yeah,
they swore
they
got it.
they swear like they like did like a really good job. But it got to the point where we were going back and forth like so much, just like, oh, like trying to fix it to sound the way we want, and it just had to be like, all right, dude, whatever.
Dude,
Just come out the way it is.
I
you know?
totally feel that. Sometimes people don't understand. Again, this is a platform for a lot of individual artists. What people don't understand is that there's a fucking struggle to creating this content. You know,
Yeah.
like, we're all blue collar workers here, blue collar bastards. But at the end of the day, man, I get it. Like, it's tough to get like the production you want and the sound you want with like minimal like assets available, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like honestly, I feel like me and Aaron sound hella better live than compared to like our recordings and shit. And honestly, like, I'm not too like. We put our recordings out there, and I'm glad that it's like out there because we've made a name for ourselves. It's like, hey, we're this new band and shit or whatever. But I feel like it's not the way we want, and hopefully with the next recording, I'm trying to have it go the way we want, you know?
It sounds like you just haven't met the right producer.
Yeah.
The right
Yeah.
engineer.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't know very much about you guys, which is why you're here. But from what I've heard live and the demos you've released, sounds like you guys are looking for a raw, like lost sound of the past with the modern voice of the future. But I think with that, if I may suggest, what you're really looking for is probably reel-to-reel recording.
Yeah.
In other words, tape recording.
Yeah.
So it could have some sort of
Yeah.
character.
That's
Yeah.
funny that you
Because,
say
because
that.
you know what? Hold on, let me interrupt you.
Yeah, go on.
Because sometimes when I would play with bands in the past where I was really anal about the sound, which sounds like you guys are about like very
Definitely, we are
specific
anal,
about
dude.
your
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
Sometimes I prefer the fucking iPhone recording than the actual mic to amp recording. I was like, this sounds way better. Let's
Yeah.
release
Yeah.
this. And they would always like, Miguel, what the fuck was recorded with the iPhone? I was like, personally, it sounds way
Yo,
better.
Steve Lacy recorded an
Yeah.
entire album using GarageBand on his phone. So it's like there's no right way to do
Right.
this. There's no wrong way to do this. I think it's like whatever works for you. And if you're not happy with the results, then just keep trying things until you find the right results. Whether it's like changing up the producer you're working with, the engineer, the studio, even taking a DIY approach. I mean, you can get a Tascam 4-track tape recorder for like $150.
Yeah.
Get
We
you-
have that. It sounds like an iPhone recording. to
Yeah,
me.
so we've
fair.
tried doing that. I don't have a Tascam exactly. I have a Fostex,
Oh, those
but
are too.
I tried doing it, and like it's kind of a bitch to do it, and sometimes I feel like unmotivated to do it because it's
That's
like
fair.
such a
The tedium.
yeah, it's tedious, But like how you were saying that reel to reel, that fucking Tascam recording, like that tape recording, that's kind of what we're going for, and that's how I've always described it to people. I'm like, hey, I want like that crunchy, warm,
That-
like
yeah, wide
tape,
tone.
that reel to
Yeah.
reel. And they fucking can't do it. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
like, you're supposed to be an engineer, and how can you not know about fucking
Everyone's-
reel to reel
yeah.
and like fucking like, dude, you should know what I'm describing to you, But
Absolutely.
hasn't happened yet.
Everyone's so like self-proclaimed these days. Everyone could just be like, "I'm an audio engineer," but not know shit what they're talking about. And it's so
A few years back,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so frustrating,
I was
dude.
shopping around to go to like different studios, and I was also looking for that like reel-to-reel, like analog saturation, that warmth. And I think I went to visit like something like 17 different studios before I finally found a place that would track to tape, but take that into Pro Tools and do the mix there. And it's just like the rates are insane. It's not hard.
Yeah,
The
dude.
rates are insane.
Okay, big shout out to the homie Heck Dorlands. Heck Dorland. They're like a 2-piece band as well, but they play power violins, bass and drums. Crazy ass folds. The guy Cody, he's into like all that garage stuff, So like we had a little talk with him or whatever, and he told us like, yeah, dude, this guy Raw Dog from Sacramento, 150 flat rate, straight up, just like all day, like you can't leave until you're happy, and like that's what I want. It's just like, yeah,
it's a matter of stacking chips, man.
it is,
like,
yeah. To me, it's like, yeah, like a lot of people could say like, oh, the quality that you want for your music is shitty. Like, yeah, you can say that, but at least I'm super specific with what I want, you know? It's
Dude, that grainy shit's like what makes the music, though, you know? Like, especially with like garage and like punk rock shit.
yeah.
Having that shit sound rough and rugged, man, that's who we're aspiring, like, to fucking, you know, like, that's what we're trying to, like, embody with music, you know? Especially with punk rock, we want to embody it with some grainy ass shit.
Yeah.
Some of the cool tricks that a lot of bands, modern bands, and maybe even DJs have done with their production is they have added what the reel-to-reel does for you. So they add like a track behind their actual digital, you know, project. So what they do is they add the hiss of a tape in the back to kind of add the ambience that the reel-to-reel does for you. So that is used a lot because what you said was like the character.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It just gives a more warm vibe, like you said, reel to reel.
That sounds like that's just like the layering process, but that sounds like all the dudes we've met, they would not know what the fuck we were talking about if I fucking if I told them that shit, you know? They'd be like, what? You know, so it's just like I definitely feel you, like you were saying earlier, we just haven't met the right dude. So hopefully we're going with a different dude this next coming fucking EP, and hopefully he knows what we're talking about, because we've talked to a homie that's like pretty like trustworthy and shit, and he has a pretty good steady fucking going band. It's fucking called Heck Dorland, and they do some fucking power violence, and they get recorded at this guy, and they recommended us to them, and so like I said, hopefully it just fucking goes better, dude.
Yeah, I feel that, like, finding the right person. I mean, it's bound to come. I think it's going to happen. Guys.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But I wanted to know, man, like, in terms of, you guys said you play a lot of outdoor shows. Like, what is, I obviously know from browsing your Instagram and shit, but, like, let's have the listeners here describe the scene when you guys are fucking just jamming on the hill, just fucking kicking it. What is it like? Are you guys, like, in like a parking lot? We out in nature? Like, what's going on?
Dude, that's a long one right there.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, fuck. So there's this photographer, Fungi Power. He's like super DIY guy. Like he only goes to DIY shows, and his line is a stage. That's for him is the line. For like, if there's a stage, then it's not a DIY show.
Yeah,
for him,
and he does super mass photography. Fucking shout out Fungi Power. He does like hella shows, but no venues. That's like his rule. Like no fucking venues. Only houses, parties, fucking alley shows, just fucking straight cutty shit.
But he does mainly black and white, right?
Yeah, only black and white
guy,
too. Yeah. So fucking, that's like, that kind of like really inspires us too, cause like, I feel like me and Aaron aren't like, we're strictly doing this for fun. Like we fucking love to play music, and like we love to drink beer. We love to fucking just hang out, play video games. Like we just like to hang out, and so playing music is just like another one of those things. I kind of view it like the same thing as kind of like playing video games or fucking skating and
or
shit.
breathing, man.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
do it
just
with the homies.
it's just a thing to do.
Yeah, no one breathes for fun.
We all breathe because we have
Some
to.
people
and it
do
sucks
that, though.
sometimes,
You
you
are
know?
now breathing in manual mode.
Shout out the blue collars. But fuck, man, that sounds tight as fuck. We're bound to have that show coming out here in the backyard.
Yeah, definitely,
So,
dude.
do you guys have any album, like your EP? Have you guys named it yet? Or
We haven't named it yet.
Yeah.
No, but it's coming.
Yeah.
That we have a whole fucking.
We'll describe
track
the
it.
sound, but like,
Yeah.
It's a word picture. What's it gonna sound like?
Okay, so lately me and Brian have been obsessed with this scene, middle of nowhere America, middle America. It's in Indiana, NWI,
NWI.
NWI / Hammond scene, punk scene. Like that's like their punk scene, but they're super like, I don't know how to explain it, but for sure like there's this scene in Australia that's for surely like inspired by the NWI.
Yeah, it's like
Hammond punk
there's
scene.
this Australian scene, and there's the NWI scene, the Indiana scene, and it's like that was like 2012, 2015, like max. That shit was all cranked out, and there's this new shit that's coming out like currently, like now from Australia, and it super sounds like that, and it's like, oh shit, dude, like this is kind of like booming now, you know? So we're kind of like
Australia's saving music.
Stuff.
Yeah.
They're
You
low
got all
key.
this amazing
Everybody.
psych rock.
Yeah.
You got this garage rock. You got this like insane music scene.
I look at California as like, I look at Australia as like California Part 2.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like British California.
They're a little bit behind,
Yeah.
but they're doing everything right.
No,
Yeah.
Fuck that. San Jose is the fucking best part of
Ah,
California. Shut up.
Because of sandypukes,
Yes,
man.
sir, yeah.
But hey, only the South Side,
But fuck. All right, man. That's fucking sick. I just want to know, as an individual, each individual, what are our interests here? Just a human being, man. I don't know.
Dude, I love fucking. I want to pick up surfing, cause like it just looks so fun. But my favorite days is when I get to go out with these guys and like skate. Like no matter like how like no matter how like no matter how like how
Hit me
much
up when you're in the city,
dude for real like no matter how much like I'm not really that good, but like if I see my homies, you know, they're getting it, I'm like fuck, I want to get it. And the reason why that's like so special to me is because like that's like the same feeling I get when I'm jamming, like. Okay. Like, when I'm jamming with my homies and they're like getting it on their fucking guitar, I'm like, oh, I want to like rip it more on the drums, you know, like feeding off each other's energy. Like that's why shows are like so crazy good, because it's like you feed off people's energy. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
fucking miss it, dude. Like,
and with
shit.
the pandemic, I guess it's like it brings it more into the forefront of like missing that time with the boys, with the homies, with the crew, like feeding off that.
Fuck
energy,
yeah.
Fuck,
and,
dude.
Like grinding, whether it's skating or whether it's music, like working towards that common goal too.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
So other than skating and making music, what else has been keeping you guys busy during the pandemic?
Fuck. Personally, he's picked up. I like doing pop art, and he's picked up on it too. Pop art's hella cool.
Hell
Just
yeah.
like collages and stuff.
Collages,
like,
yeah.
That's cool, but honestly, I haven't really been doing much. I feel like I've just been doing the same thing. I go to the skate park when I could, drink a few beers, jam with these guys, hang out with my family, get some
Developing,
food,
you know, adolescent
go to work.
alcoholism.
You know,
Yeah.
just fucking.
Some burgeoning alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
I
It's a
blame
pandemic,
the
it's
fact
okay,
that I
just
have
count.
to go somewhere to bust my ass hell long, and it just makes me want to crave a beer. So
Yeah.
that's why I drink.
There you go. Blue collar shit.
What about you, James? What do we expect from you?
Yeah,
man?
shit. Why have
Yeah,
you been
fucking-
quiet, you bastard?
dude.
Because
Hey,
I am
dude,
part of
this
this
guy-
band. You guys have been talking.
No,
All
this
right,
guy
ask,
has
ask this motherfucker
yeah.
some questions.
Alright,
to be
I'll
honest.
ask you one question.
Yeah.
Shout out to James, first of all, for
James.
his cool and staying on the sidelines, because he very well knows this is a Sandy Puke, but he stands on the other side of Sandy Pukes, on the extension of Sandy Pukes, which is the
Outliers,
along
yes.
with my dude Aaron.
Yes.
Yes.
So question for you, James.
What's up?
That's a great fucking perm, bro.
Hey, first off,
It's all natural. What are you talking about, Miguel?
first off, yes, it's all natural.
It's all natural.
I didn't get no damn fucking perm.
Okay, here's the truth. Here's the hidden truth. I want a perm. Maybe that's why I said. I was like
I
hating
think-
on
I
you.
think
Well,
Miguel
you can
would
get
be
it.
Your
fine.
hair fucking is groovy, baby.
But thankfully for me, this shit is all natural. I didn't have to go get a perm and pay money for that.
We
Yeah.
broke out
It's
here.
nice
I-
and fluffy, I'd say.
Yeah. I know
but
it's.
fuck, what did
You wanna
do
touch
again? Shit,
Wanna
man.
touch it?
Yeah.
Not right now, maybe later. Just give me a
Not
couple
on film.
beers. You are sitting on my casting couch, so
Couch.
Casting couch.
it's a casting couch. It's a casting couch in the bunker.
So,
But fuck, James, which instrument do you play again?
I play the guitar. I play the keyboard. I play some drums. I can play the bass. I can play anything you ask me to
Oh,
play.
you play the trumpet.
I can play the damn
Dude,
trumpet.
I play the trumpet. I play a lot I learned like the trumpet when I was growing up. But fuck, man, that's a lot on the list. So
Yeah.
fucking outliers.
Hey, dude, he's a hesh ass skater too. Hesh skater.
Yes,
dude.
and I skate.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
No,
right.
someone can skate, but he someone
You call him
can.
an El Prodigy?
Honestly,
How old are you? James, how old are you, man?
hold up. Honestly, I feel like James is fucking gnarly.
Dude,
Yeah, dude.
bruh,
Like
James.
we grew up together, and like due to like issues and stuff, we didn't really see each other. We
Wait,
were
how
just,
old
like,
are you boys?
He's the youngest,
hold
by the
on.
way.
Beep, cut to the next segment. I'll cut it.
Oh, I mean, I don't really care, but I just didn't want to fucking.
All you gotta
like-
know, he's the youngest, but he's a prodigy.
No, James is the youngest. Yeah.
He's the youngest, but he's the prodigy. Like,
I feel like he's the
Yeah.
gnarliest out of all our homies.
yeah.
if
so,
Fool
too.
gets into Picasso, he'll do
Well,
that shit
let me tell you,
overnight.
it might be because of the good influence around. Because he's the youngest one, like you said.
Yeah. No, but
You gotta
we were really separated out of our lives. Like we didn't like really hang out hardcore until like I'd say like 2-3 years ago.
It's been
like,
2 years ago, like 5 days ago today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
right now, James and you are living together, right?
Yeah, but we grew up together. We were little squirts together, dude. Fucking running around the house
Family
and
just
shit.
kind of
Just doing
Yeah.
some little kid shit.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys like learn how to play like instruments together too?
No, we didn't. That was like our own separate paths.
But then we met together,
And
it's
that's
like
that's
someone-
the crazy thing.
Yeah.
We went down our own separate paths, but eventually
They both did the same thing.
we did the same
yeah.
thing.
They both skated and played guitar. Like, it's
But
crazy.
we weren't like a crucial part of each other's childhood. Like we weren't like there for each other. Like and like we weren't growing up with each other in our childhood. It was just that family that you seen like once, twice a year
Yeah.
and shit. Like But then later, like due to circumstances, like we just connected. It was the universe, dog.
Because
Do you guys
Shout out
make
to
music
you.
together at all, or?
we
We
jam
have.
together. We've thought of making music together. That'll probably happen sometime in the future, but we usually just jam together. Sometimes when I play live, he'll like drum for me. But
Where have you played besides the Outliers? Have you just played like on your
Oh,
own projects?
I
not
had
like
this
a-
story before I met Brian, that Brian played this show, and I think did you ever play a party with Brian?
Yeah, we did. We played.
yeah,
Yeah, someone told me that, and I was like I asked if like they were in a band, and like the guy was like, nah, like they just went there to jam.
yeah.
Like I was like, wow, like
was that like, you think maybe that was like a sign, like maybe we should be in a band?
No.
no, because like
No.
dude, like when someone told me that, like it was just like, cause like Fools put it together, like Outliers and Brian, like we were like put together by certain people, and just like mutual friends, and fucking like.
Yeah, the
Like-
way we met each other was kind of crazy because it was like kind of Frankenstein. Like I met these people and these dudes knew these dudes, and at the time I was just like starting to play guitar in high school, and then like he was like, "Hey, I know these dudes," and he showed me like what is Outliers and Aaron, and we just like Frankenstein them together, and that's how we all met and shit.
Someone's a great.
Dude, we're all fucking high right now. Hold on. Let me just take a break. Like, I just need to take a break.
Yeah.
All right. So Audie's phone went off, but anyways, you guys were jamming together.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Give me a
Oh,
second.
here. How you
Talking
think
about some old
All
shit.
right, quick question. Can we do a little bit of everyone name as many bands as you can that have siblings and or family members in it?
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
The Ramones?
Technically not siblings. Allman Brothers? Are they brothers?
The Allman Brothers?
Isn't Tone Starts Bandit?
Brothers.
And
Two
three
brothers.
sisters.
Oh, Tom
Tom
Star Bandit.
Yeah,
Hey,
Tom Star
Mars
Bandit.
Volta.
Mars Volta? Really?
No, that guy is just himself, I think. Or no,
AC/DC?
I
He's like Mars
Shout out
Volta.
to
Eddie Van
Hey,
Halen.
Mars Volta.
Hey,
I
Tom
don't
Star
know.
Bandit though
Oh,
is
you know
two
what?
brothers.
Mahika, they're brothers.
Dude, the fucking Bee Gees, man.
Bee
They're all
Gees,
Bee
bro.
Gees.
Who the fuck listens to the damn Bee Gees?
I feel like I should know that, dude.
So fucking brainer, man.
But do you listen to the Bee Gees? Who the hell listens to
I
the Bee
do.
Gees?
I listen to
Oh,
the Bee
man.
Gees.
I
Bee Gees.
I listen for
Okay.
that.
Have you heard that?
bass
This is your
line.
love? That's a
No.
huge.
There's
I
this
haven't.
thing that I do
Hey,
want to
yo,
talk
can
about
I-
on the record whenever we're down to go again.
Yeah,
It was
but,
answering your question that I never answered earlier.
I think Tropa Mágica. Shout out to Tropa Mágica from South LA or fuck LA, and yeah, they're like a psychedelic punk Mexican cumbia band. Shout out to that. Hey, well, let's talk about the origins, like or the what your race is. What's it called? I don't know.
Ethnicity?
Ethnicity.
Yeah.
Yes, ethnicity. I didn't forget the word. Ethnicity. What's your guys' background?
I'm fully Mexican. I'm like My mom's straight Mexican and my dad's straight Mexican.
Was it Michoacan?
Jalisco.
Jalisco.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
And, well, my mom's from Michoacan, but
Gotcha. Oh, there you
yeah.
go. Then I
Were
was
you
wrong.
wrong?
So-
Were you born out there? Or?
no, I wasn't born out there. I was born over here in America. But yeah, my parents had a few kids. They moved out here
yeah.
early. I was the last one, so I'm like the last of my parents' breed. But
Have you ever
yeah.
been told you look like Louis Barletta?
no, I've been told that I
He
look like-
does,
He does a
dude.
little bit.
Yeah,
of
he
that.
does.
Yeah, Louis Barletta, SJ Legend, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm from San Jose, and my parents are fucking from Mexico, and they moved over here, fucking had a family, got a house, fucking, well, renting and shit, but fucking are just like out here in San Jose and shit, and came to America.
The Indian people in his local liquor store, shout out Southgate, says that he looks like some actor over
Yeah,
in India.
hey, it's always
Yeah.
funny because I hate when people are like, dude, I swear to God, always growing up, some motherfucker has to say, hey, you look like this fool, you look like this fool, and I go to the liquor store and they say, you look like some Punjabi
Yeah.
Bollywood star and shit. I don't remember the name.
Damn, what?
But
Evan-
I
No,
came
fuck
out-
that, man. I heard you should play your guitar. You're your own person.
Evan
That's
from
fucking tight.
Outliers said that he looks like the Mexican version of Michael Cera.
Yeah.
man.
Fuck that. I've gotten that too. Michael
He said
Cera,
that?
hella.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
last
said-
year when my hair was quite a bit shorter, but it was growing out, some chick at a bar came up to me very drunkenly and was just like, hey, you have Jack White hair.
Did her breath smell like cigarettes?
That sounds like that, dude.
That's something we nobody
Little
fucking
look
missed.
more
Like
like
in a
that.
group
That's
chat.
awesome, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. There is an aspect of weirdness to being associated with someone famous. It's just like I'm me though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
especially when that person's like not your ethnicity.
Well, what about like
Especially
what?
if they're white.
Aside from Ty
Yeah.
Skull, like growing up and shit, you guys were all lovers of music. What was like a staple like in your upbringing that had to do
Dude,
with like
growing up in the
music?
Philippines, like every morning, like, fucking Hard Rock Cafe, they had their own radio station, and they had Beatles at 6, and every day I had an hour of just listening to like Beatles songs, and like I don't know, dude, like I was a little kid, I didn't know what that shit was, I didn't even know what fucking people playing in bands were, and like all I know is like from there, like garage rock stuck to me, like that sound of like pop from the 60s
Mhm.
is like the shit to me. Like,
So something that I've been really interested in is the history of music, especially like how did punk
yeah.
kind of evolve in all these different places at once.
Punk came from garage rock.
Which
Garage
came
rock
from-
came from doo-wop. Yeah.
Well, garage rock came from a combination of doo-wop and the British Invasion, the Beatles actually,
Well,
Because after
and
the Beatles-
blues.
and the blues.
And
I mean,
the blues.
there's numerous inspirations,
Yeah.
but the reason it kicked off was because after the Beatles and the Stones came to the States and played their shows, every kid in America wanted a drum set and a guitar and wanted like, a shitty band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's how we have all these amazing bands from the '60s, right? Like the whole everything on the Nuggets compilations, for instance, is an homage to that, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it goes farther than that. Like, as for me, he said that, like, back in the Philippines, like, for me growing up, like, playing video games, I really liked video games. I'm all for video games. I don't know why fucking people have their kids on fucking tablets, watching shit and stuff. I'm like, dude,
Oh, shut
video games are stimulating. Like, growing up, I'm not saying shaming technology, but I grew up with technology, and it's just like video games stimulate your mind. And, like, like you have to like think and like do these functions and stuff.
Fine motor skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and some of those video games have soundtracks, and there's like a lot of music that I listen to that I've like found out through video games and stuff.
Right.
So,
Hell yeah.
So
Tony-
that's
Tony Hawk
helped me
games,
a
man.
lot.
Yeah, that was a good one,
And you
yeah.
guys are
Yeah,
talking
Better than
about
that.
you guys are talking about like the Beatles in like the 50s and 60s, and like honestly, I feel like the music in like the 20s and 30s and 40s is really good. Like
And 50s.
it's yeah, but the 20s and the 30s and the 40s are just like super super good. It's like that SpongeBob music.
Yeah.
It's that ragtime music.
Right
It's
time,
like the
yeah.
super early blues influences, and
It's
it's just like the start of music. And I feel like some people were like, oh yeah, man, like the 50s and the 60s, like that shit was so good, and like that's like the beginning of it, but it's really not. The 20s and the 40s is like that's like when it is.
Let's branch out of that because I recently saw your story.
Yes.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Because if you don't know, his story involved a lot of like reflection on the music that is being used by TikTok from back in the day, meaning like 60s and I don't know 60s, 50s, 40s, maybe even 40s, even like old like R&B. And he was kind of referencing the usage of TikTok and how they're making these songs popular again. But like you don't even care because you rather have people like despite that it's on TikTok, maybe the source how they're getting it. You still appreciate that even the young age is being exposed to good ass music from back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause there's little kids on TikTok, and like, that little kid can be like, damn, that song from the 30s is really good, and then all of a sudden that kid is like some fucking like music theory prodigy just because of
right?
Like
what's wild?
the internet is crazy, dude. Like you
Yeah.
find everything on
That's a
the
good
internet.
point.
You know what's wild is like growing up, we probably like CDs and shit. That's at least my era and shit.
Taping shit.
Tape and shit,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Mixtapes.
but now like you have
Mixtapes.
Spotify and like
Yeah.
everything is kind of just on one platform. But
Yeah.
that being said, it's like, don't you think that some people are gonna be more musically inclined now because they're like accessible to more music?
I have guilt because it's like when I'm on Spotify, I feel like I'm not really like finding the most music.
Right.
Because there's shit out there that's only on Bandcamp or YouTube, which is like, it makes me feel better when I'm not on Spotify, because I feel like Spotify is so like, it's like if you go to a record.
There's a price threshold, right? You have to pay to get your music up there in the first
Yeah,
place and all
yeah,
that shit.
yeah. Say if you go to like fucking a record store and it's like, oh yeah, that band is cool. I mean, yeah, I guess it's cool to have someone there to like
To curate it and
Yeah.
point you in the right
but
direction.
finding your own shit is like
Crate
way
digging.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crate digging.
I mean, like, so I think that's an interesting nexus in the conversation. Is like, the internet is both a blessing and a curse for music because
Yeah.
on one hand you have Spotify, which is kind of homogenizing what people listen to, and it has that price threshold that people have to like pay to have the music up there. And then even if you did pay, your music gets buried and no one listens to it.
Yeah.
But then you also have this culture of people going to record stores, digging through the 25-cent crate and ripping it onto YouTube. And that's how we have like all these amazing like reggae tunes that we listen to that's only on on YouTube.
Yeah.
All these soul and punk classics that like they literally don't have a digital format.
Yeah.
You go to the record store, you get a 7-inch.
Yeah. That's
A
why
single-
I mean, to
Yeah.
be honest, like modern day crate digging is YouTube.
Yeah.
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 There's a lot of shit that me and Aaron.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Okay,
there's
I didn't even.
bands that are coming
It's like,
out
whoa,
now.
you're blowing my
Right,
mind.
yeah. I didn't think about it in that
Like
way. That's
6-7
like
years ago.
Like,
It
damn,
is, it's
that-
very
It
true.
is, yeah.
Jesus.
But it's like
Dude,
there's so
if-
many bands coming
No,
back.
because,
You're
like,
so smart.
No, that's smart as fuck.
YouTube
No,
crate digging.
I'm only making a big deal out of it because it's like
It's
when
a
you're
revelation.
driving, yeah,
It's a revelation. You're like,
when, you
oh,
have,
this-
when the internet came out, you're just
Everyone
like,
does
dude, you have YouTube, and then you're like just searching up shit
Yeah.
and ripping it off of YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But then you don't
Makes it-
realize, like,
right.
fuck, there's hella people back in the day, like, who love music but went out of the way to get actual physical sounds, like,
Yeah.
like.
I mean, dude, all the dudes we listen to, like Ty Segall, I think it was like in the Nardwar interview, basically said that like when he was a kid, he would go to the record
Nardwar.
store and go through the bins, and that's how he got into garage rock,
Yeah.
and that's how he started listening to like the Gories and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, that's what we do now on YouTube, right? And Bandcamp too. I mean,
Yeah.
all the shout out to Bandcamp. for
Okay,
being the
realistically,
home
you
of
find
all
the
indie
bangers.
musicians.
Realistically, you find the bangers on YouTube and you support someone on Bandcamp. That's how it usually goes. Like,
And so then, in your opinion, social media and music, bringing it back to TikTok, how do you guys feel about like using social media to market yourselves as a band?
shit,
Ah,
dude.
you laugh.
That's like a big
that's
dilemma
fucking,
right there.
That is
Yeah.
It's a
that
tricky
is-
one, huh?
Sometimes it's a predicament when you're using social media way too much, when you push it to people, where it's like you try to focus on the algorithm too much. That shit's lame, dude. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. Like,
It feels
pull
like
out
a job in
tapes,
itself,
pull
right?
I
out
feel like I
merch,
would never fucking pay
put
to
your shit
promote
on
myself.
Bandcamp. like
Get some
never
posters
like
and some wheat paste.
Yeah.
yeah,
Slap
it's
it
just
on
like
some walls.
dude, like I like maybe it's just me, but of course I can't predict it. But maybe in 40 years, everyone's on Instagram promoting their music. But to me, it's like, dude,
They already are. Yeah.
yeah, I
It's
mean
yo,
like,
check out my mixtape on SoundCloud.
but it's just like
I message everyone.
to me, it's like, I've
You
never
check my shit. I'm spamming your ass.
I've never found a band on Instagram where I'm like, well, yeah, there's some out there. It's either they're not like really like they have like the recording capabilities, so they just like post like what me and him do, like post like jam clips, because we can't have like the recordings that we want, so we just post jam clips. But like people out there who just figure it out and don't even like think twice about putting shit on Instagram because that's what they think is relevant. Like people out there just like release tapes and like tell other people about it. They're in the fucking they're in the scene. They know people from other states who are in the scene, and like, you know, there's people out there who are crazy about that, who are like, oh, what's really out there, you know? Because like I don't know. That's just me praising the underground though, but to me, I think it's beautiful that way.
Have you ever gotten one of those promoted videos from a band on your Insta feed while you're just scrolling?
To me, it's just like.
Have you actually listened to the music?
To me, it's just like.
Let's put this to rest.
It's just a group of guys. Oh, no, to me, it's just a group of people who don't know what they're doing with music, who has not met anyone else from the scene who knows what they're doing. Because someone out there knows what they're doing, and someone out there can tell you what to do. Yeah, and you gotta trust your intuition. They'll tell you. Most people will tell you, if you want to do this music shit, you want to have fun, get drunk, and play music, you gotta fucking 100% get in it, dude.
Here's my take on it, and it's a little long, but please bear with me. So the whole thing with seeing promote, or maybe even the whole label under or above the video featured on your time or your feed, is it's always sponsored. It's like someone had to pay for that.
The band pays for that ad.
Right. So this has been my ordeal ever since I ever picked up a guitar. It's like, if I'm gonna make a band, it's gonna be good. And like here's the thing though, like if it's good enough, you probably shouldn't even need promotion, right? And that's always been like
I think about
the
that
thought
too.
inside my head when it was like early, like jamming with people and trying to get music out there. I was like, fuck, I gotta be honest with myself and know that if it's good enough, people are gonna be like, you gotta check this band out. Or like
word of mouth.
Word of mouth, right? Like if people
You
are
definitely gotta.
it's not only like it's not only classifying how you sound, but maybe the attitude and the significance and the scene you're in. Does it speak loud that could be resonant to like other people across the world? It's really just a mixture of personality, approach, the way you sound, the character, and a lot of people say there's no bigger picture. There's no a purpose behind our band. There is no Rage Against the Machine, which is all political.
Yeah.
But there's some other bands that are like, oh, we're just trying to make cool music, and they make a cool music. But I think they'll be lying if they say there's not like a purpose or a goal, because I think without it and without a drive, you ain't gonna go
Of course,
nowhere.
Well, to me, it's like I just want to play music and be able to like live. If I had a house like this where I'm stable and all I do is play shows.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
That's what I want, dude.
Exactly.
That's what I want. That's all I really want.
You're a good man.
Yeah.
I like that. All I need is a fucking. That's what I've always thought, dude. Just a fucking roof over my head and food. Just enough food.
And
live.
time and place to make my music.
And like, going around, fucking touring.
I feel like that's a bare minimum too.
I feel like, but with making music too, I think like one of the hardest parts of it is just finding the space to do it. You know what I mean? Like you guys want to be jamming and shit, like as a band, and like fully getting into it. Like there's always times where you're like trying to come up with shit, and the neighbors or something or someone.
That's little obstacles.
You know? Like,
thankfully, growing up, like for the first few years, like the first drum kit I bought, I didn't even know how to play drums, and I went to Guitar Wars and I bought a toddler drum kit.
Nice.
And I didn't even know how to play it. I bought it so other people that did know how to play drums can jam with me.
Yeah.
You know, but I bought it
from there, right?
and I just picked it up from there, and then it's like my garage slowly started filling up with gear, and like my parents kind of got lenient with it, and there was a point like in time where there was people just fucking like jamming every like night, like just like till hella late. And then my parents kind of like stepped foot and was like, this is like a little too much, you know, it's really loud, you know. And then you guys, funny that you say the neighbors, because the neighbors did call the cops on us one time, and they brought two cop cars, not one. For
they thought the drums were gunshots, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they always say that. They said that. I grew up in Cupertino, bougie area, right?
Yeah.
Like the neighbors there are super uptight. In my high school band, we would practice at my friend's garage. And this one neighbor would call the cops on us literally every weekend. And this is after we had reached a compromise of like scheduling our practices with him, so he knew when we were practicing. The dude would come down, bang on the garage, call the cops saying like, they're firing guns in there, they're lighting firecrackers in there.
Oh fuck no. But anywho, dude, like that shit happened to us, and the neighbors like got kind of like pissed off, and then like we kind of settled down from there and shit. And we kind of do have a schedule now, but like before we were like jamming in my house like all the time. Like it was the spot. Hey homie, crashing out over there. For real.
Yo, you on that bro Lamy shit.
Yo, hey, Max would be like that, dude.
Yeah. Shout out Max.
Shout out Max.
Shout out Max. Is he coming?
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh,
He's fucking going. We gotta stay here for longer.
Yo, yeah.
We're probably like, let's wrap it up in like 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, what do we have?
It's not that long.
Fuck
There's
it,
one
man.
Make
thing.
it worth it in the next 30 minutes.
There's
Fuck
one- dude.
There's
let's
one
make
thing
it-
I really want to talk about though.
Go.
That I think you or
How dare you
Pete.
point your finger
Fucking-
at me? Your finger's filthy, bro.
I know what it is. Shut the fuck up.
Go on, go on.
Fuck
There's
off.
you guys were talking about like you were talking about playing in the nature and shows and stuff like that.
That's on there.
Redwoods.
Like that was a really cool question because I feel like I have a lot to fill in on that.
That was
like-
a phase.
Like no, it was not.
That
a
was
phase.
more than
I
a
mean,
phase.
shit,
It just
was-
played out because of
yeah.
the weather.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking
It's
phase.
more like a
dude.
summertime.
No.
Because once the spring comes,
Shut
we're
up.
back on that shit.
Let me say this shit though. Because I've had this on my mind the whole time, dude.
Speak your mind, homie.
You were talking about like playing shit and stuff. I really like to play backyards, houses, and just like little like DIY shows and stuff, you know. And that kind of like took like a warp on my head and shit. And I fucking was like, I want to like play outdoors. And I got inspired by the Coach Whips and a lot of early bands from the early 2000s in SF. They would go to the BART station, plug in their fucking shit, and fucking play a show till the cops come. And like that shit like took a toll on my head, dude, where I was just like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. But I never found no one who was down to do it, you know? Like no one who was down serious about it. And it's really fucking hard. These guys are down, but I need more than 3 dudes, you know? I need fucking 20 dudes minimum, you know, to pull it off. But anywho, I bought this fucking $100 amp. It's a Vox amp, and it's like battery powered and stuff, and you can bring it anywhere. And then I was just like, dude, like me and Aaron 2-piece, I was like, all you need is guitar and drums. That's all you need, you know? Like that brings the noise enough. So like all that just super inspired me, and that's how we kind of started playing outdoors. And then we'd go to Santa Cruz, San Francisco, play fucking a few sets, drink some fucking booze, get hella fucking faded. People are walking by in these tourist ass parts where there's like a lot of people. Put the bucket in front, walk out with $50, and we got hella fun. And it's enough to get us
More beer and more food.
More beer and more food. We come home, get beer and get food, and that's what really fucking like.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's
like,
the energy, man.
yeah,
You,
that's-
like, love
that-
hearing it.
That's what like
so
fucking.
I want to know, man. So aside from like playing like DIY spots in like Santa, where's like the dream like spot? Like you guys want to just pack up and be like, all right, fuck it, let's just do a show here randomly, you know? Where on the map would it lay?
Santa Cruz or LA or
Citrus?
SF.
Bigger, man.
no,
Think bigger. You know
I have-
what I mean?
I was
Bigger's where your mind is.
in my hometown, where my parents are from. They have a house in Mexico.
Fuck yeah, that's tight.
They have
There's
a
a
house.
garage scene in Mexico too.
They
dude,
have
like-
there's a skate park like 2 blocks away, and they live. There's this biggest lake in Mexico. It's called Lake Chapala, and they have.
Have you been there?
They have yeah. I've been there. I've gone out there hella times in my life, and I've skated there. And there's a skate park, and there's a big ass like lake, and people call it La Playa, but it's not even a beach, dude. Like it's a lake, you know. But there's like it's super cool, and there's like a mercado right there, and there's like a whole plaza, and it's cool.
Let's go.
Yeah, right. I'm there. You're like, I'm
gotta be out there, dude.
2022, let's go.
No, but hey, I'm talking to it with these guys. I'm like, yo, like I've talked to my parents about it, and they're like, you guys can stay there like a few days, you know. And I'm like, dude, there's a skate park down the street. Dude. There's hella spots to get grub. A fucking pad. Dude, and that's like how you were saying my dream place. Like, that's where would be really cool. Like, I wouldn't even put a bucket out there, you know, just because I'm like, I know it's hella, like, there's people who are struggling out there,
that's
you know?
fucking community based, baby.
So I would, I'd
fucking...
We can just set up and play at the skate park for fun, you know? Fucking play. No bucket, no nothing. Just supporting the hometown and shit. Just fucking... Yeah, that's the dream place to go busking at, dude.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
You guys are legit.
But it's nice to make. Hey. But take that with a grain of salt though, because it's nice to make money when you can. When I go to Santa Cruz and there's hella fucking white people going down the street, I know they driving hella nice ass whips. I'm just like, give me some food money.
Drop some $5 in there.
Shut down the white people.
No, I just say shout out white people sucking.
Oh, shout out white people sucking. Hashtag that.
Hashtag.
White.
Let's not forget though. We're in a we're all here together.
White.
We are all
hey,
here
relax.
together.
All that.
Hey. Fuck.
The white people who
No.
listen to our show understand when we say
Yes.
I really like.
If they don't
Wait.
understand that,
Check it out.
what we mean, they don't listen.
You're right.
Check it out.
They don't listen.
Yes.
I-
Because if you're smart enough, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, smart enough, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really like white people. I think the worst thing is it's the rich ones.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's it.
And no. and you know what? And then it comes down to like you're right. It doesn't even have to do with race. It comes down to like your class structure. If you're rich, you're fucking rich.
That's
dude.
what Dave Chappelle said that lower white class is they're
and
considered trash amongst the white rich
rich
people.
And the beauty of it is.
You hear that shit?
There's rich people problems and there's poor people problems.
Yeah.
Do you know about
Do
you know about the caste system in India?
Oh yeah.
That shit's real as fuck, dude. That shit's
I mean,
crazy,
they say
bro.
that the
But it
British
is a good
abolished
thought.
it, that it doesn't exist anymore. That shit's still
That shit's
It's
crazy.
changed form. It's not as overt, but it's still there. You
Yeah.
know, and it's here in the Bay too. You know, like a lot of the Asian immigrants bring it with them. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
All right. So I think, is there anything else you wanna maybe say about your music? What do we expect? What's your end goal with this project? All this stuff. Let me wrap it up with here, and let's talk about some other things that are outside of music.
Cool. So like just to wrap it up and fucking I guess like leave our mark so people get a more of an idea who we are. I guess we're coming out with some like garagey poppy shit out of San Jose, and no one's fucking really doing that shit as of now. And we're just trying to like promote music and just like, but not really like promote it. We're not even promoting it on a big platform. We just want to promote it and just like have fun, dude. Like that's what it is. Like I was saying, like we fucking like music, like growing up with music and then playing the guitar and shit, and you just get these crazy ass ideas, and you watch these videos of you on YouTube of people doing all this shit, and it influences you hella. And it just makes me want to be like, yes, like soak it all in. And you're just like, yes. And it's just like fueling you. And like, like I was saying about like taking the music like out to different places. Like, dude, we've done like we've fucking tugged our gear, fucking drums, guitar, and an amp like down steep ass hills, up steep ass hills just to play in like the beauty of nature. And it's just like, that just like fully throttles it. And like, I feel like when people listen to our music, I want them to get the vibe of just having like a good ass day. Like, I kind of want them to feel us tugging a fucking keg of beer up a hill with fucking hella gear and just fucking having a fucking hella good ass day. And just, that's it. Like, it's all for fun, dude. Like it's all for fun. It's all for fun. Fuck getting big, you know? Like, as long as I could pay for the roof over my head, that good grub that I'm gonna eat, that drink that I'm gonna drink, and playing shows in my hometown. That's good. I just want to play shows in my hometown and maintain a living.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah.
You can just be making art and like sustaining yourself.
Yeah.
Just enough. It's greater than any fucking job ever. What about you, dude? Aaron?
Same shit, dude. praise whatever he
Say
said.
what Brian said. And I know the outliers outside of this whole
The outliers.
but what do you guys anyway, like what are you guys thinking of what to do next? What's the next move?
I mean, with outliers.
Let's have a young man over here with a big throat.
Come on, James. You haven't talked at all.
Oh,
This ain't my damn interview. This is your interview.
This ain't my interview. This
That's
is
why they
everybody's
keep
interview.
you around. But what?
I wish Los was here. This would have been
But
everybody.
the outliers is like yo, stay tuned. We might have the outliers.
It is like that. That's the
Okay,
vibes that they could give out, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys I'm 100% for that. But to me, I'm riding the wave, dude. I'm riding the outliers wave. I'm their drummer, and I'm pretty sure that's what James is doing. And we're there for our homies. They want to get big. They want to get big. But to me, I'm doing what I like. I'm gonna make a project besides Sandy Pukes. To me, I just want to keep that principle of like, if I can make music, sell merch, sell tapes, fucking pay for the roof over my head, that's all I want, dude. Like,
Word, man.
hashtag fuck getting big. You know, like, nowadays, knowing something that's not very well known is cool. So that's why I'm like, dude, if you push this DIY thing, like, hella people are gonna be into it. And to me, I just have faith in it, cause like, dude, like, everyone's into that like shit that no one knows about. So like, you're gonna have, no matter what, you're gonna have like a cult following.
So it's
of
like
some
that.
sort.
There's a higher demand of
Yeah.
things that are like kind of coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always gonna be someone there who's gonna be into something.
Sure.
Someone's out there making like vibrations, you know, like making like boo. Someone's out there who wants to be like, yes. You know, like,
There's someone out there who's gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the best guy doing it.
Yeah, right. There's definitely
Yeah.
a demand for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, we can wrap it up here. We can go another 30 minutes talking about some other shit outside of music. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm
We
I'm
can
down.
go
Alright,
there.
Let's talk about some other shit.
All right.
let's talk about getting drunk.
I've been talking about a lot
We
about
had a
aliens,
good-ass
bro. Like,
conversation
in our
about
last
aliens
podcast,
the
I was
other
like,
day.
all right, guys, we cool? Like, we straight? Like, we got everything off our chest? You guys believe in aliens?
Hell yeah!
All right,
Let's
so-
talk about some shit deeper than aliens.
Yeah, let's get
Alright,
into
so
some
what-
interdimensional shit, dude.
Okay, let's do it. Can I start with something?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I've always felt like there's the physical realm, which is obviously this thing, because we
Yeah.
can touch this shit. We can be like physical with one, but there must be like an in between us and like the maybe whatever it's afterlife, and that's
Time.
That's probably the astral.
I'm gonna raise
projection
my
realm.
hand here.
I've always felt, this is my theory. I've always felt there's like layers, like a cake, right? Like a three
I'm
leches
gonna,
cake.
yeah.
And like the middle is like the astral projection. And sometimes some people can like reach the top of the fucking second layer and like experience the astral realm. And maybe you get some insight from there. It's not heavenly yet because you haven't died, but it's the closest thing you can get to.
Miggy, have you been doing mushrooms again?
But it's the closest thing we can get to experience full divine.
So like, I'm assuming you might be fucking familiar with this, but in Vedic literature, their concept of heaven and hell is not you die, you go to heaven forever.
Yeah.
You die, you go to hell forever. That's not how it works
Yeah,
for them, dude.
it's not polarized.
It's not. That's why people who are like, they're born into the caste system, they're thinking like, this is not life forever.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like people live in poverty with all that like white people like meditation shit. You know, it's like so crazy. Like people take those principles and like apply it to like their life, which is so filled with like suffering.
Yeah.
And like here comes first world fucking Karen doing yoga, fucking like,
Drinking her chai tea lattes.
I'm gonna get through my divorce through meditation, and maybe I'll go to Peru and do some fucking ayahuasca.
No, they're gonna go to Bali and live a spiritual life.
Yeah, like
being white women in Bali.
exactly, yeah.
Which is just a great idea.
yeah.
Gentrify
So
Bali more.
to me, it's not really all about fucking making my life easier here. To me, what's important is like figuring out really what the fuck is going on. Because I'm pretty sure everyone here, since they were little, it's like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like,
Yeah.
there's no space daddy, bruh. Like, dude, like, there's no.
Space daddy.
You're like,
That's the
dude,
first
you're
I've
not
heard
gonna
that.
tell me. You're not gonna tell me like white dude upstairs is like gonna
Okay,
just take you in.
But you know how you were talking about the tres leches cake, like let's bring that back. You're talking about
So there's layers.
there's
Hey,
layers.
hey, maybe Shrek was onto something. I'm looking.
Onion, there's layers. Yeah.
There's a truth to that.
No.
Disney be fucking.
No.
creeping the fucking
DreamWorks.
bro.
Hey, not
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. Onto
Respect on
something
the name.
for real.
dude.
Dream, whatever. Same thing.
Okay.
It's not the same thing.
Capable
It's
of
not the
creating
same thing.
The
No.
genius that is
Whatever,
Shrek.
permanent.
Fuck you mean whatever. DreamWorks and Disney are not the same
Alright,
thing.
but
All
hold
the
on.
goddamn
what I'm
corporations gives a fuck, man. They
But-
make Shrek.
but I
That
was
shit
so-
rules.
but you know
Period.
Well, you know Shrek, right?
Yes, of
Okay,
course
now I know
I do.
Shrek. So we're talking about the same thing.
Alright, hold on.
No, but Disney is not DreamWorks.
All right, so let's pass it about animation. Give me a break.
The tres leches cake, though.
Yeah.
The tres leches cake. Fool. Alright.
Let's talk about the Tres Leches.
Tres
We're
leches.
talking about physical touch realm, right? There's a physical touch realm. So you're here, you're picking this up, picking that up,
That's right.
smoking this, drinking this beer, and then there's your mentality realm too. So that's
mente.
yeah. So it's like your mind, but it's like the outside of your mind, kind of like an aura. It's like it's just your thinking. Like it's not you. It's not a part of the physical touch realm. It's your mind. And then after that, it's like when you go to sleep, and it's like your thoughts, like those
Yeah, ego.
like those your
The
ego.
ego,
your-
ego.
It's the ego.
It's
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
stuff that.
Paco chiming in here.
Finally.
Come on, say something. You
It's
haven't.
the-
What about
it's-
the ego? Is it?
It's the ego thoughts, like once you fall asleep, it's just your personal thinking.
There's
What
very
you are.
Subconscious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
subconscious is.
Nothing else. What you're thinking about. You
Yeah.
don't care about anyone
Give him
else.
the mic,
It's
because
just
he's
what
done
your-
so much
your personal thoughts.
acid in the last month. He might be onto something.
Yeah. I want to know more
It's
about
like
the
when
ego.
you do way too much
It's
acid. and
exactly.
you-
It's like
Look,
when
look,
you're
look.
Consciousness
So-
It's like when you're doing drugs
separates.
and
This is-
everything. Take mushrooms or whatever.
I've talked to
It's like you
Paco.
break that layer, you break that boundary.
I
It's like,
thought
okay,
punching
you're-
through.
So I've talked to Paco about
In the
this.
immortal words of Terrence
I
McKenna,
thought-
punching through.
I punched this. God damn it, I see what you did on it. I've talked to Frankie about this psychedelic,
Psychedelic reoccurrence.
reflection and what he came out of it, because he did maybe the most acid anybody has ever done in our group in the span of like
Oh,
maybe
cumulative.
2 months.
Different breed.
So he came out of there and I was like, we got together. We were like getting together for drinks, and I was like, dude, after like hanging out, it wasn't the first thing I said, but I was like, eventually, I was like, okay, so we just did hella acid like in the last month. Like, what did you gain something from it? He's like, honestly, dude, I think that people are thinking like very like out there, like it's gonna wake me up into someone better. Like, there's a lot of spirituality tagged along to the whole like phenomenon of like psychedelics. It's like, dude, I think they're just thinking too much. Let's just take it easy. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, you're not, because there's a lot of people like, oh, I'm very spiritual. Oh, like this shit's like, just stop. Just live your life.
Yeah, you gotta.
And I was like, maybe you're right, because
That's why I took. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Wait, what? Yeah, but you say it in your own words, because I feel like you said it better. Obviously, you're the one that had it.
I don't know. It's like when people say, "Oh, it's spirituality." I'm like, "Nah, dude. It's fucking. You want to break your boundary, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get out of the realm.
You kind of just want to let the
It's
good
like,
times roll and
You
take
want,
it as
you want
it is.
something else to take over your life because you're in a state of mind. You're like, oh, okay, I do this and that. And
I know for
whatever.
me, it's like when psychedelics, man, when you're taking that shit, like I feel like your senses are heightened, and like
It's hyphy.
it's
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
feel like you have a sense of appreciation for everything else around you.
Yeah.
You know, like your sense of touch.
But
sense of
isn't that like
smell,
it's just how you just should be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard, but like
Sometimes
sometimes
you're
it
just
takes
like,
that.
You weren't
Like,
like that
you know,
when
it
you were a
takes like
kid.
that fucking step forward to like actually get there. You know what I mean?
You saying that like you weren't like that as a kid, it
I said you weren't like that like a kid. Like when you were a kid, you appreciate shit.
We're not kids
yeah, so
anymore,
exactly.
though.
So stepping more onto that really like freaks me out in a way, because I really could, like, I wish things were all gravy and shit, just chilling. You love your mom, you love your dad, and you're just playing fucking Legos and fucking hanging out, just running around and shit. That shit is so pure and it's so innocent, and you didn't have to fucking, like,
Really think-
kind of do all this shit in a way. And it kind of, that sounds kind of like pansy-like, but it really gets to
No,
me.
it's true.
It gets to
It's
me in a
true.
way, like seeing the innocence of, like, even when I go to the skate park and I see a fucking, like, a little ass kid, a little girl, like, just dropping in and she's skating, I'm just like, dude, I wish I can be that age again and just like be so
stoked,
dude.
stoked
off
So
of
stoked.
everything. 'Cause everything's so fresh.
I mean, that's what like psychedelics do to me, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like that's why I get more stoked than I am like in life.
Yeah,
and you want to know what? When I take psychedelics, it might sound funny.
Skating on a microdose of mushrooms is the best.
It's the best experience.
Yeah.
Period. It's the best fucking experience.
Whenever I have a psychedelic reoccurrence, I almost feel like I'm an animal. Like I feel like a little cat almost, just like whoa, like oh my gosh, just like the curiosity and just like whoa, like appreciate everything soaking in. I feel like I don't feel like a human. I feel like something a little more elevated.
So you know what's funny is so when we took that trip with our mutual friend here, Aaron, shout out Aaron.
Ooh.
Fucking, we went to SD and our last night for our skate trip, we all tripped mushrooms.
Yeah.
So we were, but what was the fun part, man? It was gnarly because there was like this trick plane practicing, and like the whole time on mushrooms, you're like, oh my god, they're gonna fucking die. Like they're diving down, doing flips and shit. But aside from all like that hecticness, we were just skating around, people like in the street, in the fucking like when they're pulling out their boats in the water, golden hour and shit. That's the best fucking feeling in the world, man. Like you feel like a kid again.
That's what life is all about, honestly.
And it's hard to think because we get so ingrained in this social construct of like we have to build a life for ourselves. We have to prepare. Sure, that's cool and all, but like we have to also enjoy what's given to us. You feel me?
Dude, humans were fucking out eating berries and shitting in the wilderness like before there was work and money and all this involved. But anywho, like there's you were talking about fucking like just enjoying the mushrooms and shit. I feel like you're saying you feel like a kid again and stuff. Like there was this one time where we took mushrooms and Max was there, and we took mushrooms with Max and we were on Beach Street in Santa Cruz, and we were like, I was like, dude, like okay, I told you I fell in love with this fantasy of just fucking playing music out in the streets and just like that inspiration just took a toll on my mind, and I was like, let's trip on mushrooms and play music out in the streets. so we fucking did it. We went to Santa Cruz. Everybody did like an MD. Like I think Max took a hefty amount that day, but we took like about like a gram and a half each. Yeah. And we took a full dose. We all tripped out that day, parked the car there, got set up, and it was such a beautiful fucking day that day. Nice. Like I remember just sitting in the sun for 30 minutes, just soaking the sun, like hitting me, and I was just like
actually hanging out in the sun for
once. And then I went on a walk, and I was just looking at everybody walking. The fucking sun was in the back, the ocean was there, the fucking trolley, the train on Beach Street came. It felt like a picture of California. That's it, bro. And I was just like, I felt so good, and I felt like
sandypukes on a postcard.
That's fucking cool, man.
Hey, but check this out. When we go out to fucking play music on the streets, it's no longer sandypukes. It's actually Waldo's and the Drunken Bucks.
I like that.
Wait, I said that wrong.
Busk. Waldo's in the Drunken Busk.
Waldo's in the Drunken Busk.
Thank you, James.
That's our band name when we play in the streets.
Shout out
the representative.
You guys should just hand out postcards. Like every time you play an event, like you can find us here next.
Hey, dude, when we come out with our merch, which is gonna be soon, we're gonna trade GDP.
Hell yeah,
GDP
dude.
merch
Hell yeah.
for some.
It's like jersey swap.
Yeah.
we spit swapping, but like with merch.
Yeah.
You had to make it weird with the spit, dude.
I always have to make it
that
weird.
was a little.
Why would I not make it weird? I could say something average, like let's great, let's do it.
Yeah, that's
How fucking there? You know who I am? You know who I am? I'm the captain of
Tranquilo, güey. Cálmate.
We're all having a good time here. Hey man, it's fucking. We're in the bunker. We're having a great fucking time.
In the GDP bunker, baby.
GDP bunker. We have Sandypukes, y'all. Give it up. Let's fucking take. Yeah.
We wrapping it up. Shout out to the Coke White Dark Martin.
There you go. All right. Final words.
Shout out San Jose. Shout out Southside. Shout out all my brothers that I live with, and my family, and my mom and dad. And shout out rock and roll. Respect rock and roll. Rag.
Shout out to Maximilian. Shout out to that foxy girl from Tennessee, bro.
And from Memphis.
Shout out Jennifer Allen.
Don't go. Pass it to James. Pass
Shout
it.
out every Foxy lady.
Respect Boogie Woogie because that's the damn roots.
Respect rock and roll.
Alright, and that's a wrap, guys.
That's a wrap. Yeah. Fuck yeah, boys. Cheers. That was tight.
Hey, wait. Can we get the ox stuff?
Oh yeah, no doubt,
Hey,
bro. Let's run
come
our
on,
music.
come on.
Oh wait. We have to do.
I mean,
Hold on. If you guys are still listening, we have to do a song.
Photo time.
Hold on. If you're still listening, we have to do a song selection by
What
these
fucking
Sandy
song is
Pukes.
good enough?
Hold on. Here we go.
Thank you, James. What song
wait,
is good
song
enough?
selection?
This guy's-
Do I have to
this
name
guy's
this one?
like the right vibe.
So the name of the song selection I choose today
Boogie
is
Woogie.
fuck, man.
Come on, dude.
If I were you, I'd choose Undecided. Just because I'm obsessed with that show. Right
Okay, Ella Fritz who?
now. Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald. She cracked a glass with her voice, baby.
And she was 69 years old, still fucking swinging that damn beautiful voice.
And also she's POC, person of color, making boogie woogie.
In the damn fucking 50s.
Making boogie woogie
where
music
she
in the
was
50s,
fucking-
prime of segregation. Fuck all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that
Still
shit.
went down.
Fuck
She
that
still went down.
You know what? The colored people brought that fucking shit to life.
Yep.
They brought rock and roll into
That's
life.
that struggle.
That's that shit. They speaking out of their hearts. The blues.
White people wish they can do that shit, but they can't because they're fucking white people.
When you ain't got no money to pay the rent,
Facts.
you got the blues.
Hey, I like that.
When you ain't got nothing good to eat, you got the blues.
All right, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, dude.
Sweet boys.